Hi everyone, it's Katie from Chords Records. Welcome back to my channel if you've been watching me for a while, and welcome to any new viewers. This YouTube channel is all about really embracing vinyl as a hobby, and I know many of you watch me and I thank you for that. I'm at over 6,000 subscribers now, which is absolutely mad. I've been doing it for a couple of years, and I've been collecting for, since I was, very young. I have always loved vinyl. I've come in and out of obviously collecting as life stages get to you, but been doing it since I was a teenager. I absolutely love vinyl, and one of the great things about the vinyl community is the education around vinyl and obscure albums or things to look out for, which I really, really love. I'm a list person. I like making lists. I like categorizing things. In the comments below, let me know if you'd like to know how I catalog my albums. I'm always interested in other people, and they don't talk about it enough. How you actually catalog your albums or keep your albums. Do you keep them in genres? Do you keep them just wholly alphabetically? I would love to know, and I might do a video if you're interested. But this video is all about kind of recent, only half a dozen albums that I've picked up just in the last week or so. I can't believe it. We're at the end of February, we're 2026. And on my ongoing list, I keep an Excel spreadsheet of everything I buy to score it. So I kind of know at the end of the year what I've loved, what I haven't loved. And so I know what to keep coming back to and possibly purge. End of February, I have acquired 60 albums. It's almost one a day. Is it too much? Anyway, 6 albums I have just acquired, kicking off with the Japanese release of Bill Withers' Greatest Hits. And I know this has just recently been reissued, but I saw this in a shop quite cheaply and I couldn't quite understand. It was on VG Plus. You can tell the quality of the album cover there is absolutely beautiful, way more than VG Plus, I would say. And I did ask the guy, do you kind of grade conservatively? And he said, yeah, I do. And he gets quite a lot of feedback that he's quite conservative. So I was quite hopeful. So this album, you all know it, Bill Withers' Greatest Hits. It is so stunning. As I said, mine's a Japanese. It's got the inner in Japanese one side and then the lyrics in English on the other. And the actual vinyl on the circle, CBS Columbia, or CBS actually in this case, gold and red label, and it looked pretty good, and it was in, like, I don't know if you can see that, the slightest of warps, it doesn't affect it. And so I was very curious to know why VG Plus. He had a listening station, and I did listen to the first couple of tracks. Absolutely beautiful, so I was hopeful. The problem came on the second side, and I don't know what's going on with this, but on the second side, the second half of the second side, sibilance. So really dull clarity and lots of like it wasn't clear. And I'd say that's why he's graded at VG Plus. If you know why sibilance happens, I would love to know, because my expectation was this would be brilliant. And the first side was. Second side, no. So for people that, if you can explain to me, I'm sure there's so many more people out there with better knowledge about that sort of stuff than me. I'd really appreciate understanding what that is, and has a bad needle worn it out, or is it something I can clean and fix, or is it all over? This will be my copy until I can upgrade affordably. It plays beautifully apart from that, so I'll keep that until then. Right. next on my list is a beautiful, beautiful new, he's not even new. His first song dropped in 2017, but he's just released an album 2026, and his name is Monrovia. And this album is called Bloodline. It's his debut album. As I said, he has been releasing things on Bandcamp and EPs since 2017, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. But this is his debut album. There he is there. He's a incredible folk singer. I think he lives in Nashville now, and he was adopted by a American couple when he was about 6 or 7. And this album is almost like a concept album. It is so beautiful about his heritage, and it comes with the most beautiful booklet, this field notes booklet. Every single song, he's written a little essay and story about what the song is about and what the energy of the song is and why the lyrics are what they are and what it means to him. Some of them are traumatic and growing up, and ultimately it's a positive uplifting, moving album. The final song, Where the Mountain Meets the Sea, and it ends on a kind of a really high positive note. He's a stunning singer. Monrovia is his name, and if you like that kind of folk music, modern folk music, there is a genre. What's it called? Americans would probably know. It's like Afro-Appalachian, and I think it might be quite a genre or quite a thematic that happens with a lot of African Americans settling in the Appalachian area and creating kind of this kind of hybrid, gorgeous music. And it's been a revelation to me. I absolutely love it. It has essence of kind of African type music in it, but it's essentially folk music. He's out of Nashville, just a beautiful country singer, and I couldn't recommend this album highly enough. It was released only a couple of weeks ago, Monrovia. So the next album is the second album from the Gits, and I've got the Loser edition here, which is it's on Sub Pop, and it's a reissue from 1994. The Loser edition is the name they're giving the first press of these reissues, and I love the style of these covers that they're doing. And this was, of course, the second and only of only 2 albums of the Gits, the amazing punk band from Seattle, very late 80s, early 90s. This is in 1994. This album was released posthumously after the absolute tragic murder of the lead singer, female singer, Mia Zapata, who unfortunately she was killed on her way home one night. Took years to find the murderer, and it just turned out to be a spontaneous, impulsive murder. Really, really sad. They just signed to a major label, and when you listen to these albums now, they're not groundbreaking in their sound. And in fact, I mean, it's so tight and so wonderful, and they were so brilliant. But really, I think the music it's very accessible now because of everything that's gone, since. And I think this was almost the end of that true, absolute kind of pioneering punk. It was the end of that, and it was coming into grunge, which is a little bit more accessible, of course. And they were on the same bill as Nirvana, so it was this little crossover time. And then, of course, it all then went into Pearl Jam, etc. But the Gits, like female led, I mean, it was so sad, and it's such an amazing band. And this album actually has a fantastic punk / grunge version of A Change Is Going to Come. that classic soul song. Really amazing. So I've picked this up. We have 3 Gits albums now. So as I said, they've had 2 studio albums and then a few little compilations here and there, and just absolutely love them. Would love to get hold of originals one day. We're big collectors of the Seattle scene, so very happy to have picked that up. The next one is a real surprise for me. Her name is Sarah Kinsley, and this is her EP, which was released last week. She's from New York. It's only got 4 or 5 tracks, and it's been released on Verve Forecast through Fontana licensing. And she's a pop, jazzy, multi-instrumentalist. Her influences are everyone from Lorde, the New Zealand singer, to sort of jazz music. It's very pop forward. So if you like that kind of thing, there's almost a sense of disco in here as well. Really, really exciting music. And I think she should be more well known. I can't believe that she's not. And if you have a look at the song Fleeting on the, which is the name of this EP, Fleeting, Sarah Kinsley, it's the final track. It's got this beautiful disco dance floor feel to it, and it really gets under your skin. It's a fantastic EP. There's a beautiful ballad on here, After All, with Paris Paloma, if you know her. Unbelievable production on here. I wish I could tell you who produced it, but let me just have a quick look here. Jake Aaron and Sarah Kinsley co-produced it, and it's a really fantastic EP, and she's really worth checking out if you like that kind of upbeat pop with slight jazzy, beautiful instruments. She, as I said, she's a multi-instrumentalist. I think she plays strings, she plays synth, keyboards, and her voice is beautiful. Like, she does it all. So really worth checking out if you're into that. Right. Antipodean sounds. I have 2 this week. Australian New Zealand artists that I'm trying to feature in every video. The first of these is possibly going to be one of my top 2 or 3 albums I find this year, and it's from 1971, the absolutely incredible prog rock album by the Australian prog rock group Blackfeather, The Mountains of Madness. When I tell you this album is one of the best prog rock albums you'll ever hear, believe me, it is fantastic. And the final song on side 1, called Mango's Theme Part 2, is absolutely phenomenal. It is just driving progressive rock. It was actually stored in the heavy metal section of a shop I went into. This is the it was released in 1971. This was the 1971 second press of it. The sub-label of Festival Records, Infinity, which was created purely to support that kind of Australian prog music. It was released on that, and you can see how the Infinity label there is in a green. That kind of indicates that it's that sort of slightly later Infinity. It's still the same year of release, just a second press of it. And these things, if you find a first press, they're hundreds of dollars. This one was well under $100, because look at that massive cut through there, which went through the album. And I'll just show it to you. I don't know if you can see that. See that? Can you see that cut on there? There it is. it doesn't miss a beat. It, thankfully, if you can, you can't even feel it when you touch it, and so it plays beautifully. And the side one plays like it's mint. This album, who were Blackfeather? Firstly, they were an amazing kind of, progressive rock band that formed in April 1971, I think was the month. And on this album, this is their debut album, the song Seasons of Change got to number 7 on our local Australian charts at the time. Fun fact about this album and that song is Bon Scott from AC/DC fame was invited to play on this album, and he played recorder on the Seasons of Change album song. Brilliant album, brilliant music. Look it up. And if you're into early prog rock, do not sleep on this album. Right, and finally, the second Australian Antipodean Sounds album I'm going to feature is a album from 2022 by an Australian singer-songwriter called Julia Jacklin. This album, Pre-Pleasure, absolutely quintessential singer-songwriter in the style of a Boy Genius, like Lucy Dacus type kind of music, if you like that sort of storytelling, almost shoegazy soft pop, but with an edge. So as with most Australian artists, they've got a sort of an intrinsic edge to them, which is a little bit different from American lyricism. And this is no different. And the lyrics on here are, quite frankly, best lyrics I've read for over a year on an album. I'm a bit late to the party with this one. I only just picked it up, but it is from 2022. It is her latest album. It's like about her 6th album. She's been around for quite a long time, has toured America, has toured the world. Julia Jacklin. And if I could just call out a couple of the songs on here, side 2 starts with a song called Less of a Stranger, and it's about that relationship you have with your mother, that she doesn't see you for anything but her daughter, and you don't see anything but her as a mother. And it's kind of this poignant kind of desire that her mother could see her as an independent individual, and that she could see her as someone that was independent. Thus the title, Less of a Stranger. It's gut punch stuff. And then another one about her mother, Be Careful With Yourself, which is as beautiful. What really struck me about this album is the production. It was made in Canada with a Canadian producing team, and she actually brings in live strings, like an orchestra. So it's very lush in its sound. I think her melodies are absolutely beautiful and catchy and hypnotic, and her lyrics are standout, as I've said, and I really think this is potentially one of my favourite albums, if not of the year, potentially of the decade, that I'm going to have picked up. Pre-Pleasure by Julia Jacklin. And I know I speak a lot about, favourite albums, but this is genuinely one which I've not stopped playing. So there you have it. All right, that's my video for today. Thank you, as always, for watching. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.